me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
All right. Welcome to Game on NTX. John is working on getting his audio figured out tonight. Hopefully everybody can hear me. We are coming to you live from the East Coast here in Charlotte. There's my boy John.
I don't know what happened.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Sorry about that.
I got you, big guy.
I blame Tiffany, our director. It's her fault. So love you, Tiff.
I will not do that to her. I will not do that to her because she takes good care of us.
I have to make myself feel better, okay? So
yeah, you do what you got to do, buddy.
Did you already thank our sponsor and introduce our sponsor?
I did not. Let's why don't you do that for me, man?
So today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Coworking, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, and virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. It's damn good to see you, Bill. Glad to be back finally.
It's been a minute.
It has. I think we got some stuff situated and squared away. Bill's not quite home yet, but he's getting closer by the day. He will be next week, correct?
So tired of being on the road, but glad to be back with everybody tonight and looking forward to talking a little sports. We got some bad news, but you know what, folks? We got some good news too.
Yeah, it can't all be doom and gloom, but we're going to start off with some doom. So, I think we should probably start with the Dallas Cowboys and or the Dallas Mavericks, whichever shit sandwich you want to take a bite out of first. Let's start.
Well, I was thinking we'd start with the Longhorns. I was thinking we start with the Longhorns.
Okay, let's do it.
Their season it didn't end officially, but their hopes
Yeah.
to go into the college football playoffs most likely, barring an outside, just barring maybe a beat down of A&M in the last game. I don't think we're going to get in. I still don't think that's be enough to get us in. But
Nope.
they looked atrocious. It was a huge game going to Georgia. I mean, we knew it was going to be a tough game because they've had our number lately.
Yep.
And we never could get going. I mean, Arch looked sharp early. You saw that, but too many drops. Ryan Wingo is supposed to be your number one guy. He has all the athletic ability in the world, but he drops way, way too many footballs. And I love the kid. He is explosive and he's talented, but he can't seem to hold on to the football.
Yeah,
he
wasn't the only one, but it's glaring because they started the game with a little tunnel screen.
Yeah,
that probably should have been a touchdown. I don't know. I saw another angle. There was nobody over there. If Ryan Wingo gets ahead of steam, he's gone. Right, he would have been gone. And then you had drops. There were drops from Demo. Right, there were drops from Parker Livingstone. There were drops from the tight ends, both tight ends, Injuries and Washington. I mean,
it's more glaring because Wingo's supposed to be your top guy, man. He's supposed to be your top guy, and you can't have that. And the thing, to compound all the drops you had, your penalties, man. You kept shooting yourself in the foot. You kept and the drops between the drops and the penalties.
Yep.
They just never really could get going early. They drove down and they did kick a field goal, but the penalties and the drops and the little, like you said, the little stumble from Wingo right there at the beginning, all that stuff just combined to stall that drive. And, after that, they never really got any momentum.
Man, good football teams don't make those mistakes. And that's the difference between, a Kirby Smart-led program and where Sark's at right now. I'm not ready to pull the plug on Sark. There's been rumors swirling. He's not going anywhere, guys. Don't even worry about it. He's not going anywhere. I don't think he wants to go anywhere. If there's any discussions, it's not with him. It's his agent, because his agent is Jimmy Sexton. And that dude, all he does is wheel and deal. But I will say, outside of the first couple drives, the defense straightened up. And then at the end of the game, dude, they just ran out of gas, man. Like, here's my problem, Bill. My problem with Texas and what they've been saying. What has Steve Sarkisian's motto been since he's been here?
All gas, no brakes.
I've seen all brakes, no gas for the majority of this season. There's no continuity in the offense. There's no run game, right? That was one thing. He just totally went away from the run.
He gave up on it way too early. I mean, Trey Wesner, on the limited amount of carries he had, he was averaging 4 yards a carry, which is not, granted, that's not outstanding, but it's solid.
What is 4 times 3?
Yeah, that's a first down, baby. That's a first
or close down. Because you're always doing a snap infraction of some sort because you're freaking Texas, right? Like, I've been saying this from the start of the season. They need to investigate what the hell Kyle Flood's been doing all season, because
it's disappointing, man. They just the line is not. You knew they lost. We know they lost a lot of. They lost all but one starter.
Yeah,
and he was questionable coming back. He wasn't. He hasn't been great.
Yeah,
and just
he's probably been our most consistent offensive lineman this season, but that's because he's a 5th-year player. He's a 5th-year senior at this point. Here's the thing, Bill. What I think happened with the Texas with Texas this offseason, or this past offseason, I think Sark said, "Look, I'm going to trust our youth. I'm going to trust our development." And I think it bit him in his ass. He didn't hit the portal like he should have. We had way too much production gone. He did it a little bit last season, right? But you still had an offensive line that could come through some of those struggles. But you replaced A.D. Mitchell the year before with Matt Golden, right? And Matt Golden
Yeah.
picked up, and he was phenomenal.
Oh, it was
right?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I'll say this: he did hit the portal on the other side of the ball. I mean, they brought in Travis Shaw and Colt Brevard, and and a couple and Hero Canoe up front. They brought it because they lost a lot in the defensive line, and they brought in guys in the defense. But the defense has been good. So the defense has been good. You brought in two transfers. I can't count apparently. You brought in two transfers on the offensive side that have even made a decent contribution. And Emmett Mosley's been solid.
Yeah, he's pretty
not
good.
Spectacular,
He's just
but
been
solid.
He's been hurt most of the season, but he's
and Jack Injuries, the tight end. I had high hopes for Jack this year, but he just really hasn't gotten.
He's been non-existent. He's been non-existent, and this dude is killing me. The 12 package, right? 2 tight ends. Throw it the fuck away, man. Like, get rid of it. Yeah. We don't need it. You've got athletes all over the field. Spread the defense out. Run mesh. Run slants. Like, everything doesn't have to be a bubble screen or an RPO. It doesn't have to be 2 tight end sets. You can mix that in. But that doesn't need to be the genesis of your offense, man. This is not 2007, right? You know who this reminds me of? It reminds me of Bill Belichick, right? When he decided to invest all that money into those tight ends and they fell flat on their face with it. I'm not saying that's what Sark like. I know Sark loves to utilize the tight ends, but man,
and it's great when you got a gunner helm.
Yeah,
when you got a weapon like that.
Yeah,
but these guys aren't weapons.
Nope. They were supposed to be.
It worked. But it worked. It worked when you had a dynamic tight end like Gunnar Helm. It worked.
Yeah.
But they don't have that.
Yeah.
And every time they try to seem to get a tight end, recruit a tight end, he goes somewhere else.
Yeah.
So
or they get a kid that was supposed to be super talented and then transfers in, and it's like he's a shell of himself. Like, I mean, Amari Nyblack was supposed to be otherworldly, and he's not touching the field at A&M, right? Like, They have some dude from Holland starting for them. Like, it's like, dude, I didn't even know they played football in Holland, But here's the thing, right? This Texas team had unrealistic expectations put on them for how young they were.
Without a doubt. I told you that going into the season.
I'm responsible. Yeah. Like, I bought into it because I gave Sark the benefit of the doubt, and I'm no longer doing that because he has made me look stupid. Now, mind you, right, this is a 7-3 football team. If they would have taken care of business against Florida, we wouldn't be having this discussion because they'd be in the playoffs. I think we're going to see where Sark's at with this team starting this weekend against Arkansas. It's going to be an old Southwest Conference. We should be able to beat them up and down the field. The true test is going to be against A&M. At this point, I don't give a shit about the playoffs because, in my opinion, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. That's first and foremost.
We don't.
Second, ruin A&M's perfect season bid is what we're going.
That's going to be our main goal. A&M, for the record, if they had been playing anybody else, they would not have won that game. But a little bit of beamer ball cost South Carolina. They choked.
Oh my God!
They choked that one away. I have no idea how
they were down by 27 at halftime.
Yeah,
and came back and won that game.
And South Carolina just completely fell apart. Forgot to do whatever they were doing in the first half, and it was
so sad.
Oh, I was, but I got to give them their due, man. That team kept fighting. They got a lot of talent on that team, and as much as I hate them, they're a good football team, man.
Not saying that. Do not agree. I do not agree.
Well, I don't think OU's that great a football team. They got very lucky to beat Alabama.
At least that win was a quality win. Like, they beat a quality opponent, a quality coach team, quality talent. A&M outside of Notre Dame, which was meh.
Who else did they play? They played the bottom half of the SEC. I saw that
100%.
They played everybody. All the teams that they played in the SEC, they're friction to play Texas. Everybody else that they've played is in the bottom half. They didn't play.
4 coaches that they have played.
They did play LSU. They beat
fired
LSU.
Coaches. They played 4 teams that have fired their coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, come on, man. Like, it gives me the willies thinking about the fact that A&M is 10-0 and they're elite. They're not elite, dude. I think Elko's a good coach. Don't get me wrong. I think Elko's a good coach.
Mike Elko, I'm going to give him his flowers. He's a good football coach.
He's a good football coach. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed is ass. He's not a good quarterback. He's not. Like, Reuben Owens is okay. KC Conception is a badass. I'll give you that. That dude is freaking amazing. On defense, I can only name one guy, and it's that defensive end, whatever. I can't even name him, but he's the only guy that I know. Torian York. He's pretty good, the linebacker, right?
Yeah.
But outside of that, like the other guy that I know, he was on that, Friday Night Tykes, whatever, something Brooks. He's a safety or whatever.
Yeah.
I hate A&M with a patch. I almost hate them worse than I hate Oklahoma. I probably do hate them worse than I hate Oklahoma, but I'm not giving them flowers, not just because they're A&M. I just don't think they're very good, and they proved it. What kind of a team goes down 27 at home to South Carolina? It's inexcusable. So,
Carolina has given some good teams fits. Like they had Alabama. They had Alabama.
Last year's Carolina team was a lot better.
Oh yeah. And Lenore Sellers, who a lot of people had, is a Heisman Trophy contender and a high draft pick, and he's not going to be there next year.
No,
he may end up like Carson Beck and go to Miami, but
that would make perfect sense. But
it's
listen.
Can you tell me how Notre Dame is ranked higher than Miami?
Yes.
And when Miami beat them, and Notre Dame does not impress me.
They don't. They
beat it. Pitt was ranked, but Pitt's average.
Yeah, they're meh. I mean,
it's average.
What do you?
But
okay, you beat Pitt.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's the whole, and you'll see it when they get to the playoffs. And I don't listen. Marcus Freeman's a fantastic coach. That's just a really young team. Their defense isn't what it was last year. I think that Carr kid's going to be a great. Is it CJ Carr? Is that his name? Their quarterback.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, the old Michigan guy, right?
Yeah. Lloyd Carr.
So Lloyd Carr, that's it. So
yeah,
I think he's a good young quarterback. They're just a really young team. I think if they don't have, is it Jeremiah Love? Is that his name? The running back.
Yeah, Love. Yeah,
I think without Love, that team is maybe a 4-loss team at this point. I think next year is when Notre Dame's going to be pretty good because they're going to be experienced. They're going to have another year under Carr's belt, But man, I totally agree. They should not be ranked inside the top. If you're going to rank them anywhere just because of their record, 12th, maybe.
Yeah.
They should not be inside the top 10, in my opinion. That's just because their strength of schedule is terrible. Now, you can say the same thing for A&M, but at least A&M's played SEC teams. They're getting ready for mighty sample.
Yeah, you put Notre Dame in a conference, and they're, especially in the SEC,
they're going to look really. They're going to really look really A&M-ish, right? Where they have a good season every now and then.
Average,
but then
have high expectations, and then kind of finish right here.
Yeah. Do not be surprised if A&M doesn't get whooped in the playoffs. So that's just my 2 cents.
Well, I think it all depends on who their matchup's going to be.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a couple more college football questions for you. What's your opinion?
Yep.
Is Indiana for real?
Yes. This is kind of the same thing as the Notre Dame and A&M. They haven't really played anybody per se. They went to the wire with a bad Penn State team who was on their, second or third string quarterback at that point.
Yeah.
You're entitled to have a bad game. Good teams have bad games.
Oh, yeah.
It happens all the time. But I think they're for real. And the main thing is, who would you rank above them inside of the Big Ten other than, Oregon or Ohio State? I mean, Ohio State's the clear number one. Who's number 2 now?
Can Indiana beat them?
Indiana is number 2. Oh, yeah. Indiana can beat them because they're well coached. Kurt
Stignetti, I'm sorry. That man coached his ass off, and he knows he's doing it right. He knows how to recruit the portal.
Yes.
Fernando Mendoza was average. He was average at Cal. He gets. They got him to Indiana, and he might win the Heisman.
Yeah, he's in Heisman conversations. Go figure, right?
And
like
possibly the top pick in the draft.
The biggest thing that sets them apart, obviously, is going to be the talent disparity on the back end, like depth. They have the front line. They're coached well enough that they can play with anybody. It's the depth that, Ohio State, in a normal year, Penn State, Michigan, Texas, A&M, those teams that have depth, that's when you're going to, and they've been relatively unmarred by injury. So like Indiana is the sweethearts of college football. Yes, they're for real.
The Lane Kiffin saga. He hasn't categorically denied, like Sark came out today and categorically denied that he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin has not. Now, I don't know if he's just playing the game, if he's just trying to get a raise. There was rumor going around that they gave him an ultimatum and said, "Hey, we got to have a decision by this weekend." He says that's not the case.
Yeah.
If you had to bet money on where he's going to coach next year,
are you ready for this?
Yeah.
He's staying at Ole Miss. He ain't going anywhere. And you know why?
I think why?
It would be different if they did not give him every resource he needed. They have given him everything that he's needed. Why would you pick up from there and move somewhere else? He probably went in and said, "Hey, if you want me to stay here, I want you to guarantee that you will continue to give me the resources I need to be competitive. Otherwise, I'm going to go to LSU." But I'm telling you right now, LSU's a blue blood program. There's not a quality coach out there that wants to go there right now. That is a shit show, man. They've got the governor making decisions, and dude, they don't even have an AD. Like, come on, man. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the Texas. If Sark and them, go separate ways, dude, there are like 8 premier programs that are looking for coaches right now.
Oh yeah,
like James Franklin has already hitched his wagon to Virginia Tech. He gone. That
surprised me. That surprised me a little bit.
That's a good fit. That's a good fit for him.
Oh, I think it's fantastic. James Franklin can coach.
Yeah,
he's a 10-2 coach every year.
Yeah, and that's
he's a 10-2 coach every year.
That will keep you in Virginia. That will keep you at Virginia Tech for 25 years because as long as you're relevant,
they've been dying.
You're okay.
Yeah,
and
they've been dying for that.
He recruits well enough. He's great at talent developing, right? He's great at, who he kind of reminds me of? He reminds me a lot of Brian Kelly. He does. Yeah. He can. I'm not saying he's a dick like Brian. Brian Kelly's an ass, but he can recruit with the best of them. He gets the most out of these kids, and he's a player's coach. Now, I'm not saying Brian Kelly's a player's coach, right? He's Brian Kelly that can connect with his players and recruit and do all the right things. Like, I think he's a good person and a good coach, and I think Penn State lost their damn mind firing him because I think he's a good coach. He's just in a tough situation, man. Like, he's got to adjust that offense. Like, for Penn State to work, you've got to have a quality quarterback. And they have not had a quality quarterback as long as I can remember. Like, they're okay in college, but that doesn't win you football games, right?
Yeah. Okay, give me some candidates, or not necessarily candidates, but these jobs you've got. For me, the worst job right now would be Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've got high expectations. They've got all the money and the resources, but they've got super high expectations. And the best I think they're ever going to be is a mid-tier program in the SEC.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So anybody that goes there is going to be
Jeff Traylor.
I wouldn't hate that at all. I would love that for Jeff Traylor. Get him some exposure, but that would be a tough gig.
That's Jeff Traylor or Chad Morris. UNT.
Yeah, I know they like Rhett Lashley, but if I'm Rhett Lashley, I ain't leaving the Hilltop.
He's not going anywhere. He just got an extension. He's not. Dude, SMU has more money than anybody.
Yeah,
he's not going anywhere.
Oh yeah,
he's not going anywhere.
Okay, LSU.
A guy that makes a lot of sense. He's in state. Tulane's coach is John Summerall. I think he makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Is he high profile enough for them?
No, but they've gone 2 high-profile jobs in a row and haven't really or 2 high-profile hires in a row, and it really hasn't hit. So maybe someone's thinking it's time to go a different direction.
Okay. What about Florida?
Man, you know who makes a lot of sense? Jed Fish.
Right.
He's a Florida guy.
He's at Arizona right now, right?
No, he's at
Or is he at
Washington. Yeah.
Washington.
He
was at Arizona.
He's a Gator alum. Like it just makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's just, you know, I don't have any inside information, but it just makes a lot of sense. Jed Fish to Florida.
I'd like to see, honestly, there's a coach that I think is going to be out there. He has a job right now, but from what I understand, he's been having to beg the alumni to get him an indoor practice facility. The man's a damn good football coach, and that's Kenny Dillingham out in Arizona State. I think somebody would be lucky to have him.
He's a weird dude, right? He's a different dude, but that dude can coach his ass off. Like he took Cam Scatterbo when nobody else did, and look at him. Like the kid was dynamite, you know.
They're saying Sam Levitt may be elsewhere next year. Does he have some insight that his coach may be leaving?
Yeah, I mean, I think he would leave to go with his coach. I mean, the only other thing that makes sense for Sam Levitt is to go to Oregon, right? And that would mean Dante Moore is either going to the league or transferring or something.
Dante Moore, he's a little too young still. Isn't he like a sophomore?
Oh, he's with his second program, I think. He's a second or third year player. I mean,
I don't think he's going anywhere.
I'm sorry.
I'm kind of curious to see. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
Curious to see where Kenny Dillingham, if he leaves, where does he end up?
I don't think he's leaving, dude. He's an ASU alum. He's come out and said he's not leaving, but that doesn't make sense. He just, I don't think he's going anywhere unless they really piss him off. Yeah. I don't think he's going.
Generally, though, if you got to keep begging the alumni for stuff, and there's programs out there that'll give you what you want. Yeah. I mean, he might. I don't know. I think if he does go, I would like to have that guy.
I mean, if I'm a middle of the road program, right? Like let's say, for instance, Sark decided to leave to go to Tennessee, right? Not going to happen, but let's say Sark decided to leave to go to Tennessee. He's not the kind of guy that Texas would hire. If I am an AD and I'm looking for somebody, Kenny Dillingham is the guy that I want. If I have imagine Kenny Dillingham at SMU. Imagine Kenny Dillingham at Florida. Like, dude, it makes
the money and the resources.
The money, the resources, the alumni base. Like, dude, that guy would kill it. Now, ASU is
recruiting in Florida. Yeah,
ASU is not poor. No. They just don't invest in football. They're a baseball school, actually. But the more you think about it, you know, I honestly do not believe he's going anywhere. It would surprise me if he did, but things would have to fall apart at Arizona State for him to go anywhere, in my opinion.
Do you think Oklahoma State would be a better job than Arizona State?
No. I'm
curious as to what direction they look.
They've
got a lot of resources out there, man.
That's another guy. That's another job that Jeff Traylor would look good in, because he recruits the state of Oklahoma. I mean, he recruits the state of Texas better than anybody. I know that. I think somebody was telling me he's waiting for the Baylor job to come available. You know,
but I don't know that Dave Aranda. I don't know that they're going to move on from Dave Aranda.
They won't. They won't. It's just a matter of if he feels like he's run his course in San Antonio at UTSA. You know, I think he was waiting for a big time Texas program to call him, and I think Baylor is where he wants to be, because you don't have to be elite to win at Baylor. You just got to be decent, right? Because the Big 12, outside of Texas Tech, nobody in that conference scares me. I
think we've seen what a former high school football coach can do, though, with Joey McGuire going out there and having See, that's the thing with McGuire. I think he knows how to evaluate talent. He picks the right guys.
He does. We can talk a little bit more about this when we get back from break. But when we get back, we need to get into Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Stars, and the Dallas Cowboys. So
we're just going to hit the Mavs a little bit, because I don't want to tear along on that.
There's a couple of things that came out that we need to talk about, but we'll jump into that right when we get back.
Sounds like a plan.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
All right, everybody. Welcome back. I just want to remind everybody that today's show is brought to you by Ensemble Coworking, Fort Worth's hub for private offices, co-working, meeting space, virtual mail. Find your perfect workspace at ensemblecoworking.com. Okay, so Dallas Mavericks are an abysmal basketball team. I don't remember ever watching the Dallas Mavericks be this bad, ever.
Well, yeah, you really weren't alive when they were the worst. They were probably the worst major sports franchise in this country. It was, yeah. You weren't really. You're a bit younger than me.
Yeah,
but it was.
Well,
I mean,
you got to think my entire adult life, the Mavs were relevant. Like when I was in middle school, that was when Dirk and Steve Nash were there, and then they kept Dirk and got rid of Steve Nash, and everybody was upset. Not as mad as they were now, since the good news is they got rid of that cancer called Nico Harrison.
That's been the highlight of the season so far,
man.
But
I haven't talked to you about this, but I was reading a story today, and I have it pulled up here, right? So there's something floated out in MSN that said Mark Cuban believed that Nico Harrison wasn't qualified to be the primary decision maker for the team's basketball operations, which makes a lot of sense now, knowing what we know. That being said, the timeline, where everyone talks about, they said that he would still have, or Cuban would still have decision making and all that stuff. It sounds like what happened is it was a Mean Girls club, right? That Nico Harrison knew that Mark Cuban didn't want anything to do with him. Like he brought him in for the connections to the players, right? Because he had connections, and he thought that Cuban was still going to run the team, but he was going to be like a co-GM for the connections. And basically what he did, he came in and married up with Adelson and then froze Cuban out. And that's exactly what tracks. And when that happened, they became buddy, Dumont and Harrison. They blacklisted everyone else that was with the organization, i.e. Dirk, i.e. Cuban.
Casey Smith, the best trainer in sports.
Right. He would probably he would still be here. We probably wouldn't have the issues that we have with Lively, right? So,
Yeah.
You talk about that, and then the rumors today, they said that AD wanted to come back. They're saying no, we're not. It gave me severe like, hey, they're looking to dump this guy. They don't want him to get hurt. They want to trade him and get what they can for him. But the problem is, man, he has almost no value at this point
Because he won't get on the floor.
he can't. He's always hurt. When he's out there, he's fantastic. But is that going to be 3 games or is it going to be 30 games? You don't know, right? So I read, and you probably know this, they showed that I guess it was about a week ago, 14 games into the season, Cooper Flagg has appeared in as many games as Anthony Davis.
In his 2 seasons, in his season and a half. Yeah.
Yes.
John, I'll say this, and you said that when Nico came in and, he got real chummy with Dumont and of course, and honestly, I was, I was skeptical when he came in, but then he goes in, he makes that big trade where you get the trades where you get Gafford and PJ Washington, and okay, maybe this guy knows what he's doing, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt. And then he makes the single worst trade in the history of basketball, one of the worst trades in the history of sports. You give up a triple-double machine. Yeah, maybe Luka wouldn't be at this level where he's at, gotten in shape and competitive. Maybe he wouldn't have been at this level here.
Yeah.
But those guys don't grow on trees. We were given a gift from God. We go from the big German who was here his entire career, loved it here, to this kid is a yes, he whined too much. He didn't always hustle back on defense.
He liked to drink beer.
Issues. Yeah, I mean, I can say I do.
I can't fault him.
I know a lot of people that do. Yeah.
Hell yes.
But I mean, so what if he liked a little snort every now and then? I get it. But I mean, I think you can see that kind of the fat Europeans can kind of get it done. I mean, because Jokic is a triple-double machine, and he's already won a championship.
There's a certain guy that's built like I am, and he wins everything in Denver, and he's got the dad bod, and he's just amazing. I know it's going to be a rough season. The Mavericks are probably going to end up with another lottery pick. They better get a shooter. They can actually make threes. That's a knock on Klay Thompson.
They say Kyrie may not be back this year. There's talk about that.
Yeah, I don't really blame him because this is a freaking dumpster fire, and I wouldn't rush myself back for that either. I would be surprised if Kyrie ever plays again for the Mavs. That's just my sneaking suspicion. He's the type of guy that says, I want out of here. He's out of here. Like that was a Nico guy. AD's a Nico guy. It just the stars are aligning for a quick break. Just blow it up and rebuild. He's 18. We need to build pieces around Cooper Flagg and keep him happy. And the Flags were not a fan of Nico Harrison either. You saw the tweet from his mom. She was glad that guy was gone.
I didn't see it.
They didn't like him either. So, dude, so much negativity around the organization. We're probably not going to touch a whole lot on the Mavericks unless something spectacular happens. But he's also out tonight, so that game is not going to be worth watching. Flags out with an illness, so they're probably going to lose by 35. It is what it is. Let's jump in some Dallas Stars, okay?
Yeah. Talk to me.
The Dallas Stars are second in the Central Division. They lost a tough one last night to the New York Islanders.
Shouldn't have.
Kind of on some bullshit. I'm not going to lie.
They
scored at the very end of the game. Pretty sure it was Robo that got checked into the goalie, and then the goalie flopped.
He did.
Like LeBron.
And
they called it.
Yeah, they called it on Robo and disallowed it.
This was after the bullshit throwing out Mikko Rantanen for the boarding call on their coach was furious with it, but dude, he was basically tripped. And he fell into, I forget what his name is. Basically, he got thrown out of the game for it. That loss ended a 5-game win streak for the Dallas Stars. The dude Robo is playing lights out hockey right now. He has scored 11 goals in his last. I'm sorry. He's leading the team with 8 goals but he has 11 goals. He has scored 8 of them in the last 4 games.
They've been playing well, man. It just with
Dude.
Robo, as much as I love him, he's really we're really going to see what kind of a player he is going to be in the postseason, because he just really hasn't shown up.
That's true.
He honestly, John, in either of any of the last few postseasons, if he shows up, it's a different team.
Yeah, we wouldn't have this conversation. Like, this would not be.
We're talking about Pete DeBoer might still be here, and we might have a cup.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, maybe a cup, but I don't think he kind of ran himself out of here. But
he's a grinder. But they talk about coaches. Parcells was a grinder. He came in and he got the stadium. He got AT&T Stadium built, and he got eyeballs on the team again, and he was gone. He's a grinder. There's coaches that come in and they have a shelf life.
That's true. And
he's one of those guys.
There was one good thing last night. Jamie Benn came back. I know he's probably going to be the 4th line, at best 3rd line wing, but he's a glue guy. He's the captain of the team. They miss him. Duchesne's been out for, I think, 14 games. The fact of the matter is that they are 2nd in the Central Division, missing Dutch and Jamie Benn. Right, the defensive pairings are not great outside of the top line. Liam Bischel, he's a big physical presence, but he's not very good. He's tough. He's just big.
He's just big. He cratered last year in the playoffs. They punked him, and that you're gonna have to show me more than that.
That's
you're
what
a big
good coaches
dude,
do. That's what good coaches do. They planned around it. When he was out on the ice, they put their big 2 out on the ice in Edmonton, and there was nothing he could do about it, dude. He's not going to compete with those guys. Those are 2 best offensive scorers in the world.
Well, but I'm talking about when he basically got punked. Corey Perry was basically making fun of him.
Yeah, I'm not, dude. That's Corey Perry's a Make-A-Wish guy.
That dude, honestly, he's the type of guy you love him when he's on your team, but you hate him when he's not.
I loved him when he was here, but dude, the guy team hops more than LeBron. Just retire already, dude. Go coach your kids' little league game and fight the other coaches. Get the hell out of here. Nobody wants to see you anymore. You're 42. Find something else to do. Pick up basket weaving or something. I'm being a little hard on Corey Perry. He's a good player. He's a career, he's a goon, man. He's just one of those guys. He does
made a living out of being
he does the dirty work, and guys to make a career out of that. Clearly he's done it. No.
Hey, real quick, let me say something. And this is a completely off topic here, and I'm sorry I derailed the show, but I saw something the other day, and I didn't realize this about a youth football team. What do you do if you're a coach of the other team, and you look over there and on the sideline coaching the other team? You've got Greg Olson, Jonathan Stewart, and Luke Kuechly.
All 3 of their kids play on the same team?
Yeah. No. I know they're just
coaching.
Oh
man.
Yeah. So I mean,
my son played South Lake Carroll this year, and they had Division I athletes all over we lost by 50, right? But and
y'all aren't a bad team.
Well, we were this year. We were terrible. We lost.
Carroll's where they ranked, John? Are
they're number 1 in the state?
I hadn't seen recently.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
That's a machine. That's a machine.
They've got a kid. They've got a kid going to Ohio State, and he's a wide receiver, and he's ridiculous. They had 4 Division I offensive linemen, another wide receiver that's going somewhere, 2 defensive linemen that are going somewhere, a linebacker that's going to Brown. Dude, they had Division I talent, 2 running backs, a quarterback, all Division I. It's crazy, dude. They've got a college team, Anyways, Stars are the saving grace of the Metroplex right now because everyone else is bad except for our Dallas Cowboys. As of Monday, we're winning. One game. Hey, what I saw Monday, we're winning the Super Bowl, baby. If we make it to the playoffs, we're winning the Super Bowl. No, man, the Dallas football Cowboys. So I watched this game. The first drive, I'm just going to say, what the hell? And they came out and announced that CeeDee Lamb was drunk at a casino throwing up on Monday night.
Him and George Pickens were both out till 5 a.m, just enjoying Vegas.
They really punished them by not letting them play the first drive, which was run, pass.
I did like it. I did like that. Honestly, I did like it.
Yeah.
They understood. They didn't freak out about it, or they're both, wide receivers historically can beat divas.
Or divas.
Neither one of them freaked out about it. They didn't bitch. Yes, it was only a series, but it was a message. Now, granted, if it had been against the Eagles, maybe they don't sit. It was against the Raiders, so that was a good opportunity.
Yeah.
You set those two, you set them out, you don't start them. And I mean, that's a message. And honestly, dude, I know it's early and I know we don't have the best record, but I like Brian Schottenheimer.
I do too.
I like what he's building. His guys love him. They love to play for him. And you saw after Pickens and Lamb got in the game, they were just torching people.
Yeah.
And on the sidelines after, late in the game, they were they were loving it. They were loving up on their coach and vice versa. Yeah. And it's easier when you're winning. But all this talk about culture, a lot of times you don't see it. You don't see that the results, or you don't see it put into action. They suffered a huge loss, personally, with their teammate and their friend, their brother, if you will, Marshawn Nealon, when he took his own life. That is a tragic story. And they had a week off, and you worry about that, having an extra week off time. But they were there for each other. They rallied around each other. They had a really great trade deadline, brought in Quinnen Williams. I'm so happy about that, because you and I both are of the same mind that the game is won you build the team from the inside out. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that has been sorely lacking for a long time, is a force in the middle.
Yep.
In the Micah trade, and that was a good pickup. Kenny Clark's a good player, but when you pair him with Osa he's a good defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that good against the run.
No,
he's not. He's just not.
No.
And you put a monster in there. Yes, Quinnen Williams, his pass rush there with the Jets, his pass rush had not been that great, but they had changed his stance to be more of a mirror guy.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't rushing the passer. Like his run grades, he was the highest graded run defender in the league.
Yep.
But he coming back here to Dallas. Aaron Whitecotton, who is here, was his coach before when he was putting up sack numbers.
Yep.
They've changed his stance back, and I think you saw what he did the other night.
Yeah, raising that butt up.
Yeah. Sack and a half. But they and granted, he hasn't really blown out, but they dominated that Raiders offensive line. They could not run the ball.
No.
And they were harassing, and it's in, and you and I talk about, where does the quarterback hate getting pressure the most?
Right in his face.
Right in his face. And they were in his face. They were in his lap.
That will make a good quarterback crumble quickly, especially that's that the Geno can move a little bit. And that when you have the ability to apply pressure right up the middle, and you've got guys screaming off the edge, where does he go?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you had Wilson in the middle. You had Demo back. Now, there were times where I wrote down, Demo looked slow. He came back too early. But right after that, they showed him on the sideline. I think his brace had slipped, so he couldn't run like he was supposed to. So after that, I saw a play where Quinnen Williams and big man Kenny, they blew up a run play, right? He beat the big man Quinnen beats the tackle or beats the guard to his point, right? Which keeps the pulling center and the pulling opposing guard, makes them stop, which then allows Ezraku, who's a great run defender as well, and Overshone to stop the running back in the back, 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's what we were missing the first 7-8 games of the season, right? When you've got guys that can fill holes, when you've got guys that can cover a little bit, I'm not saying you could see it. It was a little bend, don't break defense, right? The early turnover and then watching the defense stiffen up and hold them to a field goal. I was like, oh, wow. Oh, what is this? What are we doing here? I didn't understand,
But
so
But William, I mean, he is aside from his immense talent that he has just physically and his the way he is as a player, he's going to make others around him better. He's going to make life easier on Kenny Clark. He's going to make life easier for his linebackers, which, by the way, bringing in Quinnen Williams was huge. He's going to make a huge difference with this team. I thought Logan Wilson looked solid. He looks the part. He looks like he can freaking play. Having Demo back, you've got two solid linebackers. Even Kenneth Murray looked better the other night. His tip led to that. His tip led to that pick, by Marquise Bell.
Yep.
But you had two guys in your secondary, one coming back from injury and one actually both coming back from injury. One of them hadn't played a game in his NFL career. Malik Hooker came back and he made a huge difference in my opinion.
Man, he was playing like his ass was on fire. That was nice.
Yeah, he looked good. Savon Ravel, who the rookie, honestly, man, he looked the part. He looked solid in the time that he was in there.
You can tell why they love him.
Man, if he turns into a player, and who's the other corner that they have? I can't think of his name. Carson.
Oh, Kevin Carson, yeah.
If they can figure out if those two can play on the outside, if Carson and Ravel can play on the outside, and you can put Deron Bland in the slot
where he's supposed to be,
holy crap! And you've got those guys in the middle collapsing the pocket in his face. You have as a Rocket. I would like to see James Houston play more.
Yeah,
because he makes a difference when he's in there.
Yep.
But you got those guys coming off the ends. If you got Demo and Wilson sitting back there in the middle, which are solid line. Hooker looks good at safety. Donovan Wilson is a good box safety.
Yep.
You add rusher. You add somebody else that can get after the quarterback. You beef up your line a little bit. You retain George Pickens. I know that's a lot, but John, that's a talented football team. That's a dangerous football team.
I'm telling you.
Now, granted,
how do you
beat the Raiders? But
yeah, how do you beat the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me ask you that.
You got to stop the running game for sure.
You've got to be physical at the point of attack. You've got to be physical on the offensive line. And guess what Quinnen Williams does?
Oh yeah, he's physical.
He's physical. Kenny Clark, physical.
The thing is, if I'll tell you this, coming up against the Eagles, this is a big week. If Cam Jurgens doesn't play, their backup center has been terrible. If Cam Jurgens doesn't play, they're gonna be in his face all day long.
They're going to be
because they're also not going to have Lane Johnson, the best, in my opinion, probably the best offensive line, best tackle definitely in football. Yeah. So you're not going to have two of your best linemen. Even Mailata's looked kind of mortal this year. They've taken a step back a little bit. And their offense has been not good.
They lead the league in 3 and outs. Did you know that?
I did not, and that's crazy saying that for an 8-2 football team. Now their defense is elite. Yeah, they have your 2 tackles in the middle. Those guys are monsters.
Yeah, they
Jordan Davis and Kevin Carter. They're huge and they're athletic and they're freaking monsters. You've got Zach Bond, good linebacker. Your corners are legit. I heard today, Quinyon Mitchell. The completion percentage when thrown at him this year, 42%. 42%. That's from what I understand. That's the best. That's the best for a cornerback. That's the best for a defensive back in like 7 years. Cooper DeJean on the other side, he's no slouch. You got a good safety sitting back there in Blankenship. I mean, that's an elite defense, and this is going to be a good test to see. Was it a fluke against the Raiders? I don't know.
We'll see.
But you've got a gauntlet coming up, and you're gonna find out what you're about.
Well, so outside of last week, right? The best defensive game the Cowboys played was against the Eagles in week 1, right?
Oh yeah.
They had a hard time to start in the second half. They blitzed quite a bit. I'm going to tell you this, right? And it's no secret. That offense for the Eagles is dysfunctional. There's a lot of drama going on between their big 3 on offense. A.J. Brown, he is as big a diva as they come. And then I don't think Jalen Hurts is a problem, right? The problem with him is his legs. keeping him contained. That's the problem with Jalen.
That's where we're gonna have to do. Yes, we're gonna get pressure in his face, but if I'm them, I think he's healthy. If he's healthy enough now, I'm gonna have Demo spying him.
Oh yeah, that's exactly where I was going. We got Demo back now.
I'm gonna have him spying him.
We don't have Jags out there on playing linebacker anymore, right? You've got DeMarvion Overshown, who's ready to go, and you've got Wilson out there. And Wilson, like you said, he looks like one of those Alabama linebackers, dude. He's big.
He knows this defense.
He knows it.
He knows
defense.
It. So
which is crazy to think because he's been here less than 10 days, or 10 days, right at 10 days. So, I mean, we'll see what if the Dallas Cowboys come in and beat the Eagles, that's going to put the league on notice. And they're going to say, wow. And I don't give a damn what the league thinks. If we see signs of life from this team, the fans are going to go, okay, they can do it now. The Dallas football Cowboys are notorious for falling apart at the wrong time, right? We all know that.
Yeah. But honestly, John, though, I was excited. As good as our offense was the other night, I was more excited to see the defense. I cannot tell you the last time, as a Cowboy fan, I wanted to see the defense.
Eberflus needed a game like that. Like they're another weekend. From what I've heard, everyone's healthy, right? Thus far, everyone's still healthy and ready for this game on Sunday.
Yeah.
I would like to see Eberflus with some continuity from the guys on the team. A second week against a pretty good test. I know the offense isn't great, but they've got weapons they can make you pay. Saquon Barkley is a game changer. They've got AJ Brown, who is ridiculous, right? And then they got the speedster on the outside, right? He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's got speed. He can take the top off the defense. But the thing that makes me feel better is we have Malik Hooker playing safety now, right?
Yeah.
And you bet your bottom dollar that we are going to have a box safety against Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
And we know who that's going to be. That's where he's supposed to be, right?
Exactly.
You put the pressure on the inside. You bring some pressure off the edge. You got competent linebackers in the middle, and let's see what happens. Play some defense, play some bend but don't break, and let's try and do a track meet on the Eagles. I know it hasn't been successful for a lot of people, right? Yeah. But if you punch that Philadelphia Eagles offense in the mouth, they're going to have a hard time responding. And we've got a lot of talent on offense as well.
I agree. I tell you what, I'm trying not to get too blown up about this, but I'm looking forward to seeing, if this was for real or not. And, if we can get pressure without having to blitz, what that does, because we've got some Ravel's. If he's the real deal, you got Carson playing well, you got Bland, you got three guys back there as three corners.
Yep.
Hooker, good safety. If you can get pressure without having to blitz, which you're going to have those guys in the middle. If you get something from Resurrection in Houston or whoever they have coming up, man, this could be fun. This could be
Yep.
Do I say we're going to make the playoffs? No, but we got a shot, man. I want to see what this looks like for next year.
We'll see you guys next week. We'll be back. Love you guys.
All right, brother. It's good to see you, man.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need